Elon Musk is mad a House bill finally got cooked up that he can't finesse. Let's stop pretending that Elon's upset about that budget bill because of overspending. That's not what it is. This man throws billions at exploding rockets like, open mic night for billionaires. See, this budget bill is going to snatch away his favorite hustle, carbon credits. Not Tesla, not rockets, not even Dogecoin memes. Carbon credits. See, the government gave him digital monopoly money to pretend to save the planet. And he turned around and sold it. Some years, Elon made more money selling carbon credits than he did selling Teslas. So now that the government is kind of like, maybe they shouldn't keep giving the richest man in the world climate coupons, all of a sudden he's mad. Bruh acting like they took food stamps from his baby mama, literally. Sir, you're not rich because you sell cars. You're rich because you sell vibes. And that budget bill, which is a raggedy bill, don't get me wrong, but that bill says no more free carbon credits for Elon, and he's mad about it. So no, Elon's mad, but this ain't about fiscal responsibility. He's mad because he no longer gets a free ride. So the same man that called Americans lazy now is going to have to really work to get his money to be the richest man in the world. That welfare hit different when he's wearing a black turtleneck and drives a Tesla.
You've probably all seen the photos of President Trump's top campaign donor, Elon Musk, in the Oval Office on Friday with a big old shiner with his black eye. He claimed to have gotten that by being punched by his 5-year-old son. Okay, maybe. But with this Oval Office appearance ostensibly being his farewell after several months in Washington gutting the American government, everybody sort of had the same idea at the same time, right? The metaphors practically wrote themselves. Musk has literal black eye and figurative black eye as he leaves. What? May I suggest an even better metaphor for what Elon Musk did in these last few months in Washington? Starting in March, we pretty closely covered the story of one little agency, an independent nonprofit called the U.S. Institute of Peace. Elon Musk's operatives at Doge literally forced their way into the Institute of Peace in an operation that reportedly involved the FBI, the D.C. Metropolitan Police, the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office, and a private security firm. Musk and Doge literally used armed force to get into the headquarters of this little institute. They then used that armed force to physically throw out the staff. They then purported to fire all the staff, even though they legally don't have the power to do that. The thing that has always made this story sort of weirder and wilder than you might expect is that this U.S. Institute of Peace, it doesn't belong to the executive branch. It's an independent nonprofit. It was created by Congress over 40 years ago. It's largely funded by its own private endowment. The institute owns its own building, its headquarters. They control the land the building sits on. And yet, Trump and his top campaign donor, Elon Musk, used force to not only take the building, but to also take the institute's money, its endowment, which again was not the government's to take. Once Elon Musk's people had forced their way into the building and forced out the employees, one Institute of Peace official told us, quote, "They were very thorough in how they decimated us. They wiped our IT system, canceled contracts, shredded documents, took down our website, including all of our 40 years of research and work we had done. They seized not only our building, but also all of our funding, including our endowment funds." Well, now, perhaps predictably, a federal judge has ruled that all of that, from the armed takeover of the building to the firing of the employees to the seizing all the institute's assets, all of that was quite flagrantly illegal. The judge called it a gross usurpation of power and a way of conducting government affairs that unnecessarily traumatized the committed leadership and employees of the U.S. Institute of Peace, who deserved better. The judge ordered the Trump administration to give everything back. And so Musk and all his minions have been forced to give it all back. And when the reinstated actual leaders of the U.S. Institute of Peace returned to their building for the first time in over 2 months, just a few days ago, what they found was water damage and rats and roaches, things they had never had before. The acting director of the Institute of Peace told Judge Howell in a sworn statement that the Trump administration essentially abandoned the building as soon as they stole it, and that, quote, failure to maintain and secure the building resulted, among other things, in the rats and roaches. And apparently, whole juicy buds. The Economist reports tonight that cleaners also found a whole bunch of marijuana that was apparently left behind by Doge staffers after they left the place. So, maximum destruction, leaving everything soiled and in disrepair and littered with drugs. And now, because all of that was totally illegal, the folks at the U.S. Institute of Peace will have to repair everything and stand everything back up in order to even start to get back to where they were before this whole thing started. It's just pure pointlessness and waste. And may I suggest that, yes, the black guy was cute, but may I suggest that this is perhaps more on the nose as the legacy of what the Trump administration has done through Trump's top campaign donor, Elon Musk, as Elon Musk leaves Washington. A building seized pointlessly, shut down pointlessly, left to be infested by vermin, also its rightful owners can eventually come back and have to put it all back together again for no reason at all. I think that's a better metaphor. I'm just going to say it.
I'm not going to lie, y'all. What Elon just said should have everybody eyes open. Like, no bullshit. This man really said America's on a fast lane to debt slavery. I mean, I knew that, but by him saying it, this just make it more obvious, right? And by him saying this might be the boldest truth that a billionaire has said. We don't see too many billionaires saying the truth like this. So this is what I think he means. You got to think about it. You're not really free if your life is built on debt. You got car note, rent, student loans, credit cards. And all you're doing is really working to pay all that shit back. And if you don't, you all know what happens, right? So we all know the system was built to keep us chasing and not winning. And now it's just going to be even worse. He know this country is headed for a downfall. We finna hit a brick wall. He can see that shit. Inflation and all that. But my only thing is, didn't you help contribute? Like, this feel like sabotage. They brung Elon in thinking he was going to get us to make hella money. And now he's saying this shit finna crumble? I'm kind of confused. So what was your purpose?
Elon Musk and Donald Trump conflict just got even worse because now Elon is calling for Donald Trump to be removed as president. Just moments ago on X or Twitter, Elon Musk responded to this post that says Trump should be impeached and JD Vance should replace him. Elon Musk responded by saying, yes, this divorce between Donald Trump and Elon Musk is exploding. I mean, look, we all expected it to be bad, but I don't know if I expected it to be this bad so quickly. In the past couple of hours, Donald Trump has threatened to take away Elon Musk's contracts and government subsidies. And now Elon Musk is saying that Trump is on the Epstein files and that he should be impeached. I mean, it is crazy. Folks, I would stay tuned because I don't think that this is the end of it. I think that this MAGA civil war that we're all witnessing right now take place in real time is only going to get worse. I don't think they're lightening up here. As a reminder, I post on YouTube, Instagram, Substack, and more. The link for all of those is in my bio. Check it out. It would mean a lot.
Well. What we got here, folks? Is this like a confession or... Looks a little specific, doesn't it? Like he knew exactly what would happen in the House, Senate. And Donald Trump is just, he said the nicest thing in the world today that he has ever said to anybody during this kind of shit. He's disappointed. Do you know how fucking hard that was for him? He's disappointed. It is fucking killing him. I hope it gets to the point where it gives him a heart attack. And this Elon, I still think a lot of this is just him saving his face and trying to, but I just see a major tumble for this guy, man. Like he has lost every bit of his image being a good image or anything like that around the whole world. what he did to USAID. His companies are suffering. He's strung out on drugs. I don't see good things for this guy. Maybe I'm wrong. But two narcissists. Gotta love it. That never ends well. Take the gloves off, boys. Let's hear it.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump openly declared war on each other today. The relationship is over, and it got ugly. So you may know in the last couple of days, Elon came out against Trump's signature legislation that will cut taxes for the rich, but it will also add $3 trillion to the debt. It'll also put 16 million people without health insurance. Elon came out against it because he doesn't want to add to the debt. So he's been publicly lobbying against the bill. He called it a disgusting abomination the other day. He's been telling his followers to call Congress. Trump does not like it. He said he's disappointed. Trump then gets asked about Elon and says, well, you know, I won the election. Elon didn't have anything to do with it. Check this out. I would have won Pennsylvania regardless of Elon. I'm very disappointed with Elon. So he says he would have won anyway. Pennsylvania, one of the biggest states. Elon put $300 million electing Trump, by the way. So Elon responds, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would only have a slight majority in the Senate. And then he says, such ingratitude. Trump has no gratitude to Elon. Elon then tweeted a ton of different tweets calling on people to go after Trump. He also tweeted saying, what happened to this man? Who is he? He's not the guy we elected. This is beautiful. For anybody who was concerned about Elon destroying the federal government and, as Bill Gates said, killing children in Africa, this is great. Richest man in the world now at war with President of the United States. They can't work together if they're bitchy. Is this a good thing? Oh, yeah. Richest guy in the world who's killing kids in Africa, according to Bill Gates, has now been kind of neutered by the President of the United States, who's been neutered by richest guy in the world. They're spending time going after each other instead of pursuing their own horrific extremist agenda. This is great, guys. It also means Trump just lost Elon's money.
Beautiful. And you know what's just the cherry on top of this? Like, Elon Musk tweeted this out 2 minutes ago. The real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the reason they have not been made public. Well, duh. We already read all the files in 2020 and 2024. We knew that he was in there. Y'all just didn't want to admit it then. We also know that Elon is absolutely in those files as well. But what's so hilarious, Mac is going to eat this up. They're going to eat this up. The president's about to say something real stupid. I just know it. I am telling you. I've said it a million times. The person who needed Jeffrey gone more than anybody is the man who sits in the White House. He was the president when Jeffrey passed away. He was sitting in the White House when his FBI raided Jeffrey's homes. There is so much evidence that he worked overtime behind the scenes to cover things up and keep things concealed since his first term. And we know this. We know this, right? But Elon saying this on X, where literally all Donald Trump's MAGA-mites follow him, it will be impactful. It will be impactful. This is crazy. This is the best day. This is the best day.
Sweet mother of fuck, the elongated muskrat just tweeted that the tangerine tyrant is in the Epstein files. Don't adjust your dials, you did not hear me incorrectly. Elon Musk just said that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. If this somehow is an episode of political theater, holy fuck, I don't want to change the channel. The South African super dork versus Save-A-Lot Stalin is the super fight I've been waiting to see. Somebody call WWE. It's the Battle of the Billionaires Part 2, the Electric Boogaloo. I told y'all these sumbitches wouldn't even make it 6 months before they started slinging dirt at each other. My next question is for the members of the maggot militia. Y'all got a decision to make. Y'all gonna keep drinking Don DeCon's Kool-Aid now that Apartheid Clyde said he likes to touch kids? Or is this just another deep state lie directed at your dictator daddy? Anyways, rest of y'all have you a wonderful day. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain yeehaw fuck the law. I love y'all. I'll see you down the line.
Musk has just agreed with a user on social media that President Trump should be impeached. This user had posted, the president versus Elon, who wins? My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached, and J.D. Vance should replace him. Elon Musk just responding to that, yes, within the past 30 seconds or so. So as we're talking about, the future of the Republican Party, where is J.D. Vance in all this is an interesting question, right? Because J.D. Vance is somebody who does have a longer political timeline than Donald Trump. He is widely seen as the heir apparent to the MAGA movement, given that he's Trump's vice president. Does J.D. Vance draft more closely to Elon Musk? Does he draft more closely to Donald Trump in this fight? Does he position himself as a candidate for 28? Does he close the office door and not come out and not talk to anybody for a week? We'll see. But Elon here raising the prospect, at least rhetorically, not obviously we have to say not likely, but raising the prospect of replacing Donald Trump with J.D. Vance.
Donald Trump is canceling all of Elon Musk's government contracts, and in response, Elon Musk accused Donald Trump of being a sex offender. So what's going on here is Elon and Trump are fighting. Elon came out against Trump's big signature bill that's going to add $3 trillion to the deficit. That's why Elon didn't like it, but it's also going to cut taxes for the rich. Trump came out and said he was disappointed in Elon. Trump was then asked about it and said, well, Elon didn't win me the election anyway. I would have won Pennsylvania anyway. Elon then responded earlier today and said Trump wouldn't even be president if it wasn't for me. Trump hates that. So Trump responded, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised Biden didn't do it. Trump also says Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. In other words, he kicked Elon out of the White House. I took away his electric vehicle mandate that forced everyone to buy electric vehicles that nobody wanted to buy. So Elon responds, time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they've not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out.
Well, the hits just keep on coming. Steve Bannon, Donald Trump's former senior advisor, is now calling on Donald Trump to rescind all government contracts with Elon Musk, to investigate Elon Musk, and to see if he is actually a citizen or if he is here illegally so that they could deport Elon Musk. The New York Times is reporting the following. Steve Bannon, who has been one of the most vocal critics of Musk for months, said he is advising Trump to cancel all of Musk's contracts and launch several investigations into the world's richest man. Quote, they should initiate a formal investigation of his immigration status because I am of the strong belief that he is an illegal alien and he should be deported from the country immediately, he said in a phone interview. Bannon said the Trump administration should also investigate Musk's drug use, as reported by the Times, and his efforts to get a classified briefing on China from the Pentagon, which was also reported by the Times. Bannon said Musk's security clearance should be suspended during these investigations. It's clear that this story is only just getting started, so make sure you're following our account and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Elon and Donald are at this exact moment engaged in something I could only call a 90s-era internet flame war. Except in this real-time, horrific, simultaneous crash-out, we have two boomers who both apparently forgot that the internet is not anonymous anymore, leaving us all to watch in morbid enjoyment as the richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world go at each other like we're watching a woman with no pants be dragged out of a Walmart by a coked-out security guard who is also not wearing pants. The absolute best part is that they're doing it on their own social media platforms that they bought, specifically because in true narcissist form, they both felt the need to own the outlets on which they would amplify their own voices, leaving them looking like middle school kids telling their friends to talk shit about each other to each other. Now, I know I told you guys this was going to happen, but now that it's happening, it still feels like the first time. And to make sure we forever remember this moment where Musk says that the Senate and the White House would not have gone to Trump if not for him, where Trump threatens to defund every single contract going to every single Elon Musk business, and where Musk says that the Jeffrey files are not coming to light because Trump is in them, I'm going to ignore the very real consequences that might play out if these two narcissists keep going at each other, and instead just teach you a new word that I guarantee you will remember for the rest of your life. Patrimonialism is a form of government where a ruler exercises power based on personal relationships, loyalties, and the distribution of resources through a system of patron-client relationships. It is characterized by a lack of merit-based advancement, a focus on personal ties, and the use of favors to maintain power. Now, I don't need to explain to you why patrimonialism is bad because we are watching it play out in real time, as two billionaire boomers who have never heard the word no in their shared lives take turns screaming no at each other on the internet until somebody's mom steps in and says screen time is up.
Elania, I did not know you had it in you, Mr. Petty Boots. Y'all, when I say he is coming out swinging, he's coming out swinging. Elon said, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have got the presidency, which we all knew. You kept giving money on money on money so you could get into the government, and now you're kicked out with a black eye. On top of that, Elon said the reason Trump ain't dropped them Epstein files is because that boy is all up in them. Now, Elania, we know that. Give us something we don't know. I thought they was just a little infighting. They are at war now. Elon told Trump, I'm going to live longer than you. You only got 3.5 years left in office. I will live for 40 more. Trump then called him deranged. And Elon is calling on all Republicans not to back that bill. And I think that man has the pocketbook to do so. He is the richest man in the world, okay? He's almost worth $1 trillion. He got money to blow against Trump. I didn't think Elania had it in him, but Trump, you shouldn't have took his NASA pick. You should have let him have that NASA pick, because now he coming back full swing. Y'all keep fighting. Give me something to be entertained about, because everything Trump is doing is pissing me off. So at least somebody can go toe-to-toe with him.